Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kit and Scott Talk Hour, Part 2. What are we talking about today?
Is it really a talk hour if we're only talking for like 5-10 minutes? So we'll call
It's
it
Facebook Live Hour. It just sounds better.
So we were talking the other day about technology and social media and the role they play in entrepreneurship and business and even in individual lives. So I think we were getting on a little bit of a roll. We touched on a few things, and we thought we'd come back together and a few more topics today. I was going to start. I wanted to throw this out to you. So one of the common questions I get, especially since I started a Facebook group and I have a business page, is followers, people who follow or like your page. I have some of my own thoughts on that, but what is your view as somebody who runs his own business and does what you do on volume of people? Where does that play? What role does that play? How much does it matter? What are your thoughts on that?
I have my email list is maybe 4,000 people. I want people to unsubscribe to that list.
Unsubscribe.
Because I do not want to talk to people who do not want my information as spam. If those 4,000 people are actually people that love all of the information all of the time, I think that's key. But I want people to unsubscribe because look, I don't want to spam their inbox. I actually want to send out a newsletter that says, okay, do yourself a gift, unsubscribe if you don't want my news anymore, or this is not hitting with you. Yeah. So with the followership, I think it's, do you have your tribe that follows you for what you give out? Is it really helping them? No matter if it's 10 people or 1,000 people, I don't think it's the quantity of numbers. I think it's the quality in the quantity of numbers.
I totally agree, and that's something that I've learned. I know that people like Tim Ferriss and Ramit Sethi, they have the technology to see if people aren't opening their emails, after a certain amount of time, they unsubscribe them automatically. They get rid of them. But you hit on a key term that I love, the whole notion of a tribe. And you build a community, and you have people who, what you do and what content and information and value you provide, like, really resonates with them and makes a difference. So let's talk about that for a second. How do you build, what would you say to somebody who came along and was building a business or something? How do you build a community or a tribe, or at least get started in it? Because it's a lot of work, and you want it to be natural and authentic too.
Well, no, let me ask you that question first. How do you think you can build a tribe?
Well, my feeling is, thanks for flipping that around on me, is I think you have to put good stuff out there. I was going to use another word. I don't know if this is censored or not, but you have to produce good content, good stuff. If you put things out there that, number one, are helping people, that provide value to people. That's what whenever I'm doing something now, most of the time I try to not put junk out there, like random, hey, this is what I'm eating today, or thoughts. Not that there's anything wrong with that occasionally, but I try to put stuff out there, especially as it relates to teaching and lead and what I do, that will provide value. That if somebody reads it or listens to it, it can help them. It may not help that particular person, but it can help them if it resonates with them. So I think you have to provide value, you have to provide good content, and then the people who it clicks with will come. That's how I view, like, if I'm going to build a community or tribe, produce good content that helps people and let those with whom it resonates come and join the community.
And I really think that, I love that. You don't want to put junk out there. Well, what about you on Facebook Live that's listening right now? What are your thoughts on building a tribe? I really think is sometimes we don't know what we're doing and everything is flowing along the way. I have this theory that the thought leaders nowadays, they are creating as they go and they are making their own path. Sometimes they do not know what they're doing, but they're consistently putting out their thoughts, and people go read about them, or they like to hear their talks because they're just putting it out, and a lot of people hear them and they keep on putting it out because they see that people like it. It's like these Instagram followers. One person might, get viral one day because he created this funny looking thing. Now a lot of people like it. Oh, now he's going to create another one because he sees that people like it. So maybe it's just seeing what attracts people, and then you do more of what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two sides to it. So I think there's a lot of validity to what you said. I mean, there's something to be said for, if I can make sure I articulate this well. So we need to know what we're producing and delivering and have a target audience when we're trying to help people with a product or a program. But to your point, you're right. I mean, especially with the way the world's changing and there's such an abundance of things out there, and it's okay to experiment and it's okay to try and do different things. You're really good at that, and I truly mean this. Like, I admire the way you throw yourself into different things and see what works well, what people connect with. And you have the courage. I always talk about this too. You have the courage to try. Not everybody's really able to do that or really willing to do that. And you do, and then you're basing your next steps off of how people are responding to it. Hey, this particular thing that I tried, even just like an event, a speaker series, this one had, not only did it have a good turnout, but you can tell that the people were really jazzed when they were there, that they were learning a lot. I'm definitely going to do that again, versus one that didn't quite click. The material was okay, but you know, the response to it wasn't so great, so I'm not going to do that again. Like, you're learning as you go, right?
Yeah, and I have to say, well, first, thank you about that. I want to say for you, what I like about you is you have good substance. I think that's one thing that I'm lacking myself. Sometimes I'm putting out so much content, I lack the substance. I think there has to be a fine balance. I was talking with someone earlier, and you know, her name is Rachel, and Zach was also there, so if you're watching, she asked me, how do you find a good balance between content and really have substance? I think you gotta have a fine balance. Like someone who can be a perfectionist, or someone that can be, okay, just do it. If you're on extreme ends, maybe you need to somehow balance it off.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it takes a connection of people. Like you and I, we're going to be working together more and more. I have my specific program around career fulfillment and helping others lead themselves to career fulfillment. You do a broader array of communication and leadership things and events and workshops and all that, and your community does that. And if, you know, for example, you insert my work into your world, it helps you offer a specific program that's going to help some people in your community, and it builds out some of the work and impact you're making. But you still have that vision and that strategy mind of being able to think of, you know, I don't need to get into specifics now, but you've already in the last like 3 days given me 3 or 4 amazing, awesome ideas that I had never thought of. Because I am so into the not rut, but I mean, I'm in my wall of like, I'm working on leadership and I'm working on career fulfillment. And then Kit comes along and he says, hey, have you thought about doing this kind of a program or this kind of a workshop? So I think we are meshing, like we're different resources, and when you bring us together, it produces really good results.
Yeah, and going back to technology and social media, people have to hear about this. People have to see it, and that's one reason of why we're on live right now, is to, you know, we don't want to bombard people too, but it's just good to see what people are doing, hear what they're going through, the real process of, you know, behind the scenes.
That's why, you know, I haven't attached, and for those of you who listen to a lot of different influencers and thought leaders, I haven't hitched my wagon to one person in particular. There's like 5 or 6 or 7 that I listen to a lot, and one of them is Gary Vaynerchuk. And the Gary thing, the one thing that I love most about Gary is simple. There's a few things I really like about him. I love his self-awareness. He talks about that all the time. It's so important. But what I really like is how he just puts his stuff out there. You know, document over create. So like Kit and I met this morning, we've had a couple of meetings, we were just brainstorming in the caf, we're like, oh, let's jump online real quick, on live, and brainstorm and talk more about social media, and you know what, this gets more content out there for people, and maybe somebody will have more questions, and or they'll come to us and say, you know what, there's something that you said that really clicked with me, and it helps us out too. So I think this is how we leverage social media in a really productive way, as opposed to just putting anything out.
At the end of the day, I want to give my final thoughts, is that if we are putting all of this content out there, or if you are putting all of this content, what's the engagement level? We can just shoot this room with a white background. That's no content of nothing, but is it engaging people? Yeah. Or we can talk all day long, but what are we bringing back? So I think that's the other piece of knowing how to leverage technology and social media so that you can interact with your audience.
I have one more final thought.
Oh, yeah, that was my final thought.
You just nailed it. So you are the tactical, like these are all the steps we can take, and I can help us keep it, in particular during short conversations like this, like there's substance and value, and saying we have to make sure we're giving an audience, be it through video or in a workshop, something they can learn from and grow from. You have all these amazing ideas and ways to do it, And in my program, I'm just saying, in my particular program, I'm focused on trying to make sure I'm providing value to people. So that's what I mean when I say, like, you marry up your skills and talents with mine, and I think it's a win-win. It's not for everybody, you know. If 100 people watch this, maybe it really clicks with 10 or 15, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
We just helped, even in a small way, to get them thinking about something, 10 people.
I love that.
I love it too. Yeah.
Well, stay tuned for another Kit and Scott, Scott and Kit Talk Hour. Maybe next week, Christmas edition.
I like it. We're on.
Yeah. Bye-bye.